Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of High Energy Girl. And today's awesome guest is Bryce Henson, who is fitness and fat loss expert, an entrepreneur, and CEO of Fit Body Boot Camp, which by the way, there is one in my hometown. It's super cool. Having nearly 15 years of experience in the fitness industry and owning 2 Fit Body locations, Bryce's passion is spreading fitness to the world. This is in addition to mentoring fitness professionals on how to grow their businesses and change more lives in their local communities. He is committed to inspiring and educating audiences on how to improve their lives by improving their fitness. That's right. All right, let's go say hi to Bryce. Hey everyone, welcome to High Energy Girl, a podcast helping women to age stronger because it is never too late to get fit, be strong, and feel sexy. I'm your host, Tracy Gluhide, health coach and personal trainer and founder of highenergygirl.com. Each week, we will either have a guest interview, which will provide you encouragement or an actionable tip to help you age stronger, or I will do a solo episode. Please also join our awesome Facebook group called High Energy Girls, and I'm looking forward to see you on the inside of that group and hope you enjoy today's show. Guess what, everyone? My book is out. It is a revised and updated edition of a book I wrote 5 years ago called No Frickin' Way, 21 Days to Ditch the Diet and Lose Weight the Keto Way by Loving Yourself to Health. When I first wrote the original book, I was not a believer in the low carb movement, but after all the years of research I've done, I am sold out for life. In this book, you will learn about all the lies you have been fed, how to engage in loving self-care, how to eat nourishing foods that provide massive energy, why the ketogenic diet is not a fad, how to heal your body through fasting, why you should move your body to get stronger, and how to create an empowering mindset. Start reading now and finally achieve the high energy and positive body image you deserve. Check it out on Kindle, on Amazon. And if you like it, please leave us a review because this will help more people find it. I really want to inspire people to not deprive themselves, but to nourish themselves with loving self-care and amazingly healthy food so that they can age stronger. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed writing it. Hey, Bryce, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Tracy, thanks so much for having me.
So for the listeners that don't know you yet, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, my name is Bryce. I'm the CEO of Fit Body Boot Camp, which is our the fastest indoor fitness franchise concept in the world. And we're based in North America, have hundreds of locations. And, I guess that's high level, who I am and what I do. But really at a foundational level, I'm a transformation story. So I grew up in the Midwest. I moved to Southern California when I was 21. And I was excited to be in Los Angeles, scene with palm trees and blue skies and beaches and whatnot. But it's also the plastic capital of the world. And there I was, 21 years old, didn't really have any life experience, professional experience, 3,000 miles from home. But more importantly, I lacked the self-confidence, the energy, enthusiasm, which I have today. And it's because I wasn't a fit guy. I wasn't obese by any stretch of the imagination, but I was 20 pounds overweight, had very little muscle on my body, and eventually went through an incredible transformation, which really changed my life. And that's why I'm so passionate about fitness and really spreading the message of health, wellness, and fitness.
Awesome. So what'd you do? How did you change? What was your first step?
Oh, that's a great question. So basically, I moved to California, as I mentioned. So I'll kind of pick up about a year and a half after I lived here. And while, I was excited to be in LA, there was definitely more dark days than good. And a fortuitous situation happened, speaking of the first step. And one of my dear friends from college, his name is Adam, he moved to Southern California from Michigan. And he was not on the cover of Men's Health, but he could have been. He had the six-pack abs and the muscles and, the confidence, the energy, enthusiasm. All the girls loved him, and I certainly looked up to that. So we ended up living together for a period of 2 years. And it took me probably a few months, Tracy, if I'm being honest, to muster up enough courage to ask him, hey, Adam, how do you lift weights and how do you be fit, et cetera. And he turned to me and said, Bryce, well, I can certainly show you the way. However, you saw in college, dozens of guys would always ask me, but really very few actually stuck with the program. So if I'm going to show you how to lift weights and get in shape, I'm going to need your commitment for at least 90 days to do whatever I tell you. And then after that, you can quit. So that was basically the first ask on how I, started. And he took me under his wing. I got to be honest with you, the first 90 days were absolutely miserable. Like literally, like my muscles are sore. And, I'm sure you can relate, Tracy, and the rest of your audience, but I put one foot in front of the other. I stuck with it. And over a period of 3 to 6 months, stripped down 20 pounds of body fat, put on 20 pounds of muscle, and went through a huge transformation. And to kind of put a bow on it, what I learned from that experience, certainly Adam introduced me to fitness, circuit training, clean nutrition. But the biggest thing that he introduced me to was coaching and accountability, because I would love to look you in the eye and say I would have been successful on my own, but I just can't do that. So without his coaching and accountability, I wouldn't have been successful. And really, that's what laid the foundation. When I saw the Fit Body Bootcamp model years down the line, I knew circuit training, nutrition, coaching, and accountability worked for me and it worked for others. And that's really how I got my start and went through my own transformation.
Cool. Awesome. What part of LA are you in?
Well, I live in Orange County now, so just about 40 miles south, but I was living in West LA at the time. And our franchise headquarters is actually in a little suburb called Chino Hills, which is a little dairy town about 40 miles southeast of Los Angeles.
My son, who's calling me right now, lives in West LA.
Oh,
Brentwood, maybe, or is it Brentwood? Is that a town?
It's definitely Brentwood. And my first boss used to give me a hard time. I lived Brentwood adjacent, and he used to call it almost Brentwood because it was technically West LA, but that's the area. And sadly, actually, that's where O.J. Simpson used to live, and certainly the tragic murders there years ago. But that's what it's known for.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious because that's where he lives, and probably in the same neighborhood. I wish I could remember the street he lives on. He just moved. So yeah. So now you're in Orange County. So tell me a little bit about Fit Body Bootcamp. What exactly is it? And what do you do for them?
Yeah, well, we're a fitness franchise system. So we have hundreds of locations, and each of our locations are open and operated independently. But really, our program is a transformation, center, if you will. We provide fitness coaching, nutrition, really results from a coaching perspective. And our core philosophy is from a fitness perspective, we do 30-minute sessions of high intensity interval trainings. We have 3 types of workouts. We have metabolic conditioning, otherwise known as cardio. We have resistance training workouts, which otherwise known as strength. And then we have classic workouts, which is really a blend of both. And, giving you visibility, most of our workouts or all of our workouts have a blend of both metabolic conditioning and resistance in them, but just depending on the modality for that day. So really, that's kind of high level about our franchise, and specifically, in the actual studios. And our secret sauce is we do 30-minute sessions. We like to say we get twice the results, in half the amount of time. And typically our clients, we like to, call our dream client, if you will, Mrs. Jones. And Mrs. Jones is 40 years old. She has a couple kids. She's 40, 50 pounds overweight. She's not a fitness athlete, probably doesn't love fitness, if I'm being honest with you. However, she knows she needs, a better way. And she wants her husband to look at her the same or differently, or I should say, she wants her husband to look at her like he used to back in the day, with kids and work and all that. And she just wants a better quality of life. And that's really the market and the dream client that we cater to. And the last component of our program really is the community. And we create incredible relationships, build a really strong community. And that's really the secret sauce. And we like to say our clients come for the results, but they stay for the community and the relationships. And, really it's a life-changing program, and just very happy and proud of all of our clients and our coaches and our owners, doing the work each and every day.
So when they come for a session, is it like a typical fitness class?
Well, I wouldn't say we're not like a big box gym concept where it's just the one instructor doing the instruction for the whole session. We typically have two coaches per session, and we have anywhere from 5 to 6 stations, and typically a blend of both resistance and strength. So when the session starts, we do a first 5 minutes of warm up, and while the clients are doing different warm up movements, our coaches do the demonstration and explanation. So that usually takes the first 5 minutes. And then we break up into circuit. We typically have anywhere from 25, 30 clients per session, and they, go to their stations, and they're typically at their station anywhere from 4 to 5 minutes. But the coach, we have an on the mic coach who's kind of directing traffic, providing the energy, enthusiasm. We have the off the mic coach who's providing form correction. And really that's the secret sauce to make it high energy, fun, only 30 minutes, and our clients are in and out, and really life-changing.
Oh, that's cool. So it's like a circuit training. So maybe they're over here doing squat presses, and maybe they're over here doing lunge jumps or like that. Like it's a circuit.
Yeah, totally. It's a circuit. And, most of our equipment and the modality that we train with are functional based. So, we use kettlebells and medicine balls and BOSU balls and battling ropes and things of that nature versus, traditional, bench presses or, barbells of things of that nature. So it's all functionally focused. And like I said, a high energy workout, station work, and it goes really, really quick. But don't let your audience fool you. 30 minutes, it might not sound much, but it's a huge and incredible workout. And our clients are just dripping sweat, myself included, since not only I'm the CEO of Fit Body Bootcamp, but I'm also a client as well. And I get in my few workouts a week, and I'm better off for it.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I mean, I do CrossFit, and our total workout, we break it up, but like today we probably only worked out for maybe 25, 30 minutes. So 10 minutes on this, 10 minutes on this, and then our warm up. So
Oh, wow.
I think that there's law of diminishing returns with training, right? So you only need a certain amount to get that stress on the body to then go to the repair cycle, right? So
I totally agree with you. And interestingly enough, and that's why we really prescribe our clients 3, if not 4 sessions a week, depending on their sweet spot and really what their goals are. But I think it's interesting. The modern time that we live in, more education is coming out, but there's still a lot of people that are uneducated and think that, sympathetic and empathetic to them around this mindset, but it's our job as their fitness coaches to really provide the education of value. But I know a lot of clients sometimes think, okay, if they haven't worked out forever, they want to start cold turkey, work out 7 days a week, and just really run their body to the ground. And really, if you take a step back and if you're looking to change your body composition, your nutrition is the biggest element in that. So you want to train enough, and you want to obviously progress yourself and build lean muscle mass, which will help you in the future and help you with, your increased metabolism and burning fat. But really, if you're looking for, the weight loss and fat loss, which most of our clients are, you need to, not only work out a few times a week with our fitness program, but also really dial in your nutrition.
So you talked about 2 things that I want to expand on. So for the listeners that don't know what a functional movement is, can you explain that, please?
Well, it's just a movement that is going to be kind of simulating, what you do in life. So as an example, if you're walking upstairs or you're, picking your groceries up off the ground, it's just really movements that simulate what you do in real life versus really separate strategic, like heavy weightlifting movements. And not to say that we don't lift weight and we don't build lean muscle mass, but really the program's designed to make you live better. And we do that through simulation, through functional workouts, which is the movements which I just explained.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Sadly, my mom is only 78 and she walks with a walker, and she never listened, to me trying to get her even to do sit stands. So pretty sad. Okay. And then what do you guys do to help your clients with the nutrition piece? Is that something you also provide for a service?
Yeah, we do actually, and it's an additional service. So typically speaking, and we run a few fitness challenges a year, which is a great segue for our members and even clients in the surrounding community to kind of join our program. And with the fitness pro or the challenge program, not only do they have access to unlimited workouts, but they also get nutrition coaching. So they're assigned a specific nutrition coach to help them, and we typically prescribe macronutrients and depending on the client progression. But really, what we found is that is what gets the clients the best results. So the challenges that we do, that's typically the entry point, but we're actually just launching and unveiling a program called Boot Camp Plus, which is an ongoing year-round nutrition coaching program. And, it's, when you look at it in the market, it's a fraction of the price of what normal personal training nutrition coaching is, but it gets an incredible result. And I think that the biggest thing is be able to, sync up with the coach, provide you a nutrition plan, hold you accountable on a weekly basis. Because let's face it, with people's busy schedules and lives, that accountability piece is usually what's missing. And that's the reason that, we're going through, in my estimation, from a data perspective, the biggest pandemic in the history of our humanity, which is the obesity pandemic, being that nearly 50% of the American population is statistically obese, which on one hand is certainly sad. The other hand is concerning because all the health complications that come from it. So a good, clean fitness program, nutrition coaching, with that, that's why we're so, inspired to help beat the obesity pandemic and really allow our clients to live healthier and more fit lives.
Oh yeah, that is so true, because it is a comorbidity which leaves you susceptible for everything else. And honestly, obesity is a disease. I'm sure you know that. It's been,
Oh, yeah.
I think maybe 10 years ago, it was actually deemed a disease. And I believe, okay, this is my guess. So, cancer is illegal to treat any other way in the US other than chemo, radiation, and surgery. That's it. You cannot treat cancer any other way because it's a disease. Well, they made obesity a disease, in my opinion, is so that they can regulate treatment for it. So that people like us, we fall into, we can't, we have to be very careful. So
Totally. And, certainly I frame that big picture, but, you're right. There's laws and regulations around that. But at the end of the day, why we're so passionate about fitness is because we're in the trenches day in and day out and helping solve this problem. And, to your point, it's a big problem. In fact, the World Health Organization just put out data that nearly 3 million people die per year from obesity alone. And if you look at the COVID numbers, that's more than COVID, even over the last 2 years. But then you multiply that over the last 20 years, because the obesity rate is growing at nearly 3% a year. And then additionally, of course, as I kind of, segue a little tongue in cheek, referring to the pandemic, most of your audience probably thought initially I was talking about COVID-19, and no disrespect to COVID-19, because there's a lot of suffering that has been, involved with that. But you also look at the people that are the highest susceptible, the most, I guess, grave, circumstances with COVID-19. They're the ones who have compromised immune systems and or obese. And actually the mortality rate of COVID-19 patients from obesity is the highest. So, not only is it just a normal, problem that has developed over the last 20 plus years, but it's complicating things like COVID-19 and other diseases, because your body has to work so much harder just to, stay in equilibrium, which is really, really, sad and challenging.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm hoping that in the near future, our food industry doesn't overhaul, because right now with the corn, wheat, and soy, genetically modified products filling every box and package in the grocery store and making it super cheap because the government subsidizes it. And so people buy that crap thinking, oh, it's going to, it's okay. And the lies that they put on the boxes. I mean, when COVID first hit, I'll never forget, there was a box of like kids sugar cereal that said immune boosting. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, the fact that they can even write that on a box is criminal, So it all has to be redone. Everything has to clean the slate and retrain people, because they don't know what they don't know.
Totally. And it's so true. And the conversation does need to change. And it's interesting. I mean, this fear porn, which I like to refer to, that the media continues to push out, push out, push out. It's super sad, actually. When have you once heard, like, get enough exercise, get vitamin D, like eat whole foods, you just don't hear that. But, the media is all kind of spun up on really kind of scaring you to death, which is just sad across the board. But to your point, we always coach our clients that what's on the front of the box is marketing, and what's in the back of the box is actually nutrition. So the conversation definitely needs to be changed. And I'm certainly with a kindred spirit with you, Tracy, just, fighting this pandemic.
Yeah. And just don't eat stuff in boxes. I mean, like, let's face it, have, most of your diet be whole food.
Well, even better. Yeah, totally. And that solves that, right?
Yeah. And we're lucky in California because we have farmers markets and good weather to have our own gardens. And we have access to, grass-fed beef. And, it's crazy because I have clients that are out in weird areas that don't have the things we have. So sometimes I feel like we can take it for granted.
Oh, we certainly can. And what I usually tell in my story, because I'm from the Midwest originally. Now, granted, story told a bit, and I've lived in California for 17 years now. But Michigan was a great place to grow up, and incredible people. I'm so grateful to the family and the friends that I cultivated over the years, but not the fitness capital of the world by any stretch of the imagination. So, living on the West Coast, definitely more healthy living and more access. So feel very grateful, but there's still a big problem here too, which is, certainly very sad.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So how can people find one of your gyms, and tell us a little bit about, like, the listener? They're like, "Ooh, this sounds kind of interesting. I want to check it out."
Yeah, well, I mean, certainly you can go to our website, brand wide, fitbodybootcamp.com. That's
Mm-hmm.
fitbodybootcamp.com. And you can take a look at, our fitness coaching programs and find a location near you. We have over 300 locations. We're based here in Southern California. As you know, about 90% of our locations are in the US. And we have about 10% of our locations in Canada. But that would be the best way to find us, and be able to, do some research and, potentially check out a session. We have, for all of our new clients, we have our 28-day Jumpstart program, which is really a 28-day program to get a new client onboarded, give them access to unlimited workouts, meet with them for a strategy session, really sit down with them, get to know, where they're at, what their goals are, and really formulate a longer term plan, how to really help them, lose weight, change their body composition, or just get healthy, with exercise.
You're not going to believe this. You have one in my town.
Where do you live specifically?
Well, I live just outside Morgan Hill.
Oh yeah, it's in Northern California. Yeah.
Yeah,
We have like one of our nicest locations. Actually, he just opened, dear friends of mine, in right before around COVID, but beautiful location, beautiful facility. And yeah, we're definitely in Morgantown.
wow. I have to go and see. I didn't even know because it's in an area that I don't drive by often.
It's kind of near San Jose, isn't it? Like ish.
Yeah, well, Morgan Hill is like 30 minutes south of San Jose. And
Okay.
I live, like, that's my community. That's my town I hang out in, because I live in a rural area that's just adjacent to Morgan Hill.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I'm surprised I haven't heard of it. How long has it been open?
Specifically, I think it's just around COVID, but forgive me. I'm dear friends with the owner or friends with the owners, but it's been, we thankfully and feel blessed. We have quite a few locations. So specifically from memory, I don't know exactly, but we've definitely been there for a couple of years. And I know it because
Really?
when we just launched our 4.0, which is our upgraded design. The owners of Morgan Hill, they literally were able to build it out, and it was kind of a flagship, and we used a lot of their content and posting for the rest of our brand because their facility was so nice. And being part of the franchise, we have a nice look across the way, which is the value of a franchise system. But they definitely really did a lot of work there in a very good way.
Wow. Who's the owner? Do you know?
Off the top of my head, I cannot think of both their names. They're a married couple.
Like a husband and wife? Okay, cool.
Correct.
Well, how fun. I'll have to go over there and tell them that you came on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Try out their 28-day Jumpstart. That would be a good first step.
Okay. How cool is that? All right. I will do that. And then tell me again, the program you said that you guys were just getting ready to launch.
Yeah, this is so I referred to the 28-day jumpstart, which is, the first access or entry point for our clients to try our program. And it's a 28-day program where we give unlimited workouts and a strategy session, which is really a value-based education, meeting with our clients to establish their goals. So that's the entry point. We also have our challenges, which we do a few times a year, and those are more nutrition based. But the program that I was referring to, which is a year long, is called Boot Camp Plus. And Boot Camp Plus, it gives access to, the fitness component, which is the unlimited, 30-minute sessions, which we run daily, but also nutrition coaching and accountability. So it's that, not only the fitness sessions, but also access to nutrition coach. And we're just launching that, to our brand. And it's called Boot Camp Plus, which we're really excited about.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I love it. I will definitely tell my people in town. I've been living here for since 89.
Oh,
so
cool.
What is that?
That'd
20?
Be, 30 years, 32 years.
Okay. That
Which is
aged
wild.
me.
Well,
my
it's
32nd anniversary is coming up next month. I've been married that long. So
congratulations.
Yeah. So that's how I know how long I've lived here. So anyway, awesome. So Bryce, is there anything you'd like to close with? Any words of wisdom you'd like to pass on to the listeners?
Well, I just think that, certainly we've kind of hit, there's a big need in our country right now. There's a need for the conversation to change. There's a need to focus more on health and fitness. And, people are hurting and they need, community, they need support, they need coaching. And, that's the really essence of our program and why, our mission as an organization is to inspire fitness and change lives every day. And we're on this fight against the obesity pandemic. And I think there's just a ton of value in coaching and accountability because let's face it, people's lives are busy. Technology is moving faster every day. And it's our job, our duty, obligation, responsibility, and our passion, our purpose, really to help our local clients, our Mrs. Joneses, our community to live better and healthier lives. So that's really the call to action. And my best piece of words of wisdom is just start. Take that first step. It's not always going to be as hard as it is to start. It feels like that friction and inertia is going to last forever, but it doesn't. You get better, you get stronger. And certainly with the power of our fitness program, our coaches and Fit Body Bootcamp at your side, we'd be more than happy to welcome you in our community. So that's what I want to leave you with.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And how serendipitous that you guys just happen to be in my town. And it's a small town.
Look at that.
I mean, we have like 35,000 people. That's it. And you guys are here. So that's cool.
That. Well, and we're just getting started. So, Tracy, it's been really great. I appreciate you having me on, and definitely go check out Morgan Hill. Tell the owners I said hello, and excited to hear from your feedback. Okay.
Okay. Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Hey, you guys, you're going to have to check out your location to see if you have a Fit Body Bootcamp. Sounds like a really fun place. I can't believe there's one in my local area. So I just want to thank you guys so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed our conversation. If you have any ideas for guests, please send them my way at tracy@highenergygirl.com. All right, go out and make it a great day. Bye now. This podcast contains the opinion and thoughts of its host and guests. It is intended to provide helpful and informative material on the subjects covered. All statements made on the podcast have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. If the listener requires professional assistance or advice, please contact your personal medical doctor. Both host and guest specifically disclaim any responsibility for any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence directly or indirectly of the use and application of any of the contents of these episodes. Like I said, this is my opinion and I could be wrong.